You've heard that you are in a river of thought, a river of consciousness. Further flows through you. But now you've got to understand that you're the rocks alongside the river. All of them. So the river flows smoothly through the rocks, using the rocks as channel on either side. Those are your meridians. You're getting an etheric force, but it's an etheric flow of energy. And what it does is it first starts, and it's just beginning to hit, actually, because the portals have been opened. And what it does is it has consciousness as it begins to flow through its new environment. And it checks the circuit, so to speak, existent areas. It looks for what is supposed to be there. It knows what's supposed to be there in your circuitry. The alignments, what you call the perfection of space. Because that's what you're in. You're learning to perfect space and then move about out of it. But first you have to recognize the space that you're in. There's a quality and quantity of safety for this next level of consciousness shifting. You're going to be in control of your own fluid forces. And I don't just mean the water and the teas and the other things you drink. I'm talking about the fluidic force that comes into your brain and allows you to think you're thinking and analyzing and perceiving and receiving. The next vestige of this is the unification of the breath with the speech correctly. This is why you have music, because it's a training ground for perfecting tones, perfecting vibratory, we're going to call them bubbles that are in the air, like your packaging material that has air bubbles. When you play a note, any note, correctly, all of nature responds in some way for this reason. It recognizes the note. It's where it came from. All of nature came from notes, combination of music's desires. Before words, and you're moving into that harmony, because it works this way. You see birds flying and animals walking, but you are not aware of who's flying the bird, who's doing the bird flying. You think it's the bird, and it is at times. Yet most of the time, it's another working one with you, assisting you in the spatial environment. You forgot the sacredness of space. And that's why beings are going through their personality confrontations, we call it. The adjustment phase of fitting in or not fitting in. Well, you're getting a lot of explanation in your world. Yet you're seeing enormous displays of weather around the world. Abnormal amounts of lightning, etc. And water, and floods, and fires. Those are three of the four elements displaying themselves. The earth is going to show herself also. There's a great possibility it could crack like an egg right down this continental divide. like an egg. Because the ones responsible to hold the space and a stable understanding are not there. Gravity is beginning to be, how do you say, we're beginning to be respected for the enormity of its power. Because that's what pulls the moon in orbit. The moon can't escape it. And you beings think the moon rules the tides. It's gravity that moves the tides, shifting the waters to phases. You're feeling that force now as a cognizant part of yourself, incorporated with flesh and everything as a unit of self, and the significance of harmony has not really taken hold, because that's what the bones require in you in order for just proper functioning. A simple harmonic. And the way you have been fortified with a harmonic and your bones is your name. Your first name, particularly. Your first name is recognized by your bones. I want you to contemplate your first name. Just contemplate. As you yourself the name. Now feel your bones responding in a way. Your fingers might twitch a bit, some bone might jerk, knee might jerk, but the bones want to be recognized as responding to the name of you. That's who you've been for a long time. Peace, health, body, blessings, mind and spirit, peace, protection, and joy. Peace to all beings. You're going to understand soon that your pelvic area is really your throne, and you're sitting in it. And when you sit, the pelvis bone tips a bit, so that you have arms to rest your arms on, your physical, spiritual arms, inside you in your pelvic region. That's where you sit, or supposed to sit. And every little child has to play off the podium, so it gets running around off the throne, and that's why you got what you got now. But you're sequencing now. You're centering your being. That's what center means. Get in the center of your podium. No, it's not a podium, it's a throne. It's your throne, because that's what allows you to walk. You're about ready to stand up. That little one that you've been training over the course of your lifetime and lifetimes and lifetimes is coming forth now from within you. This is what everyone's talking about within this. You don't see any tarot cards outside of yourself. They're all in here. All of the images. That's how they came out. To be expressed, to recognize as you're going through it here and here. The secret language, portals, just recognition. Oh, that side of the tree of life. Oh, this side of, get back to the center. Where are the roots? Oh, back to the throne. Get into, now bring it back up the spine. Peace to all beings. And then start recognizing the space that's around you from inside. And I don't mean critically. You need to recognize the space because there's entities attached there too. And you're in the process of being shifted by space and space is shifting with you. It's a tricky combination, like centripetal and centrifugal forces. They're both there, yin-yang thing. The education process of yourself now is through the letters of your name, first name. That's what you walk. And then they say they extract you to your other names. The first name is the one to get first. First things first. And once you understand the significance of your first name and the letters within the name, you'll understand the significance of yourself. And I'm not talking about the meaning of the letters will come to you. But the letters have an image and a depth to them. Even though they're written in different languages, the same letter means the same thing. The depth is there. Consciousness is used to the shape of certain letters, but it changes. And when you put it with your name together, you find out your harmonic that you're on. Your harmonic. The beings will call it, how do you say, birth sign. It's beyond, even beyond that. It's a knowledge-based harmonic of the first sounds you ever heard outside of yourself. That's when you knew someone was there, something was there besides you. So that's the original attention-getter tone. Oh, alert goes up. That tone you were given. You're given. And the significance of this I'm bringing up now is you're going to need to listen for that tone within you. You'll get it when you're sitting on the throne. You'll hear it. Let it move up. Recognize it. Recognize the depth behind it. You won't need words. There's a whole another feeling, expression, seeing, and participation, actually. Because you're part of that tone. You're part of the one emanating that tone. Or going to be. But you are already. You just forgot. And there's too much judgment upon self when your tones start calming. Because there's been a tendency to look at others, because you'll see the tone. You'll see it. You'll see the radiance come out with the tone. And there's a mesmerizing quality to it. We can get pulled with it and everything, but it comes to you in situ. The tone is an entity unto itself. Or there's an entity behind that tone that recognizes you and training you within that tone, because the tones do something. That's the only way that communication takes place clearly, without verbiage. But you feel it all over. And you know what is meant because you know who sent it. That's what you're going through now, for those of you that are willing to participate with this. Because it's yourself and your body, and your spiritual forces in your body, and that's why all these beings are around here now. They know there's not many going to participate. Yet there's a secret with this. You're in the process of learning to have the confidence, the strength, the integrity and fortitude to heal yourself. So it requires knowledge of what got you into the position, knowledge of possibilities and formulas that can get you out of the position, and a knowledge of the position of where you are. And then you work from the consciousness of yourself and develop your own genius. You know that water is the most important thing besides breath. You use those two tools, communicate directly to the water, listen to your breath, and you're going to find yourself into a whole nother experience. And I can tell you this other thing, for those of you that enjoy alcoholic beverages things. You just hold a glass of water, contemplate the OH in alcohol, and tell the water to change for the amount appropriate for you. Because you're allowed that authority. Water handles communication exceptionally well. And communication is like lightning. Lightning goes right through water. Not a question asked, it's understood. There's the message. In your world today, there are more lightning storms going on than before. Lightning is beginning to hit railroad cars, and not just in one or two countries, because of the attraction to this metal. You've got a disturbance in your poles that is causing this problem, the tilting of your planet. And you're going to go through it.